Welcome back, my friends. It is June 17th, 2019, 8:48 p.m. And as of 2 minutes ago, we have had a confirmed tornado in Colorado, specifically Bent, Kiowa, and Ontario counties, easily visible on Radar Scope, which is an app we use here on a daily basis. Very, very good app. Anyone can purchase this app, $29.99, one-time purchase, and you can add little extras to it. You know, you pay for a little more detailed information, this and that, but it's not necessarily needed. As you can see here, I'm not using anything extra than what the app offers. And this is the area right above Los Animas, Texas, where the tornado warning is, and the tornado apparently touched down. That is the most recent update as far as tornadoes go. I'm trying to get to the last frame here for you, and we'll zoom in and look at the velocity of this. And this would be, the lighter the color, it would be right around this area. So I'm thinking right about here is where that tornado took place or is continuing to take place. We could verify via Tornado HQ, which we can look at. A confirmed tornado 4 minutes ago is the last update. Still, Brent, Kiowa, and Ontario, Colorado. The warning was put out 41 minutes ago. It is still ongoing. They believe the warning will end in 4 minutes. We'll see what happens. At the same time, there is also more severe thunderstorms in that same area, Brent and Kiowa, Colorado, very capable of producing tornadoes. We spoke about this yesterday. Actually, a few days ago in an Instagram post, we posted this saying that Monday would be a day to watch, and it certainly is, as we've already had stuff happen before this part of the storm makes it to Texas. So with that said, we're going to take a look at what's upcoming and what has come already. Watching through last night, about 18 hours ago till present time, you see this massive system just on West Texas bleeding into the Gulf here. Not so much part of the system that is wrapping up towards the northeast. There was tornado warnings in multiple states in the last 22 hours, actually. That includes Texas, Ohio, Mississippi, Colorado, and even Iowa is involved in this. Now, the Iowa situation was more along this time. About 10, 12 hours ago, we had some these arc-looking winds here. Some of these straight-line winds were causing severe storm warnings. In fact, there may still be some up in that area. If I double-check, nothing at the moment, but we need to keep a look on this. And when I say that, it's because when we go forward in this chart to current time, you're going to see not only this system start to curve back up into the northeast as we expected, we also have our system here down in the Bahamas that is completely saturating the Keys of Florida, South Florida, the Bahamas, you name it. We got storms popping up in the Panhandle and could affect parts of Georgia as well. With another system above it, this may affect parts of the Carolinas, certainly affecting the Northeast. And then this is what we're going to have to watch for the rest of the night. As I move forward to frame 200, you clearly see the massive buildup of moisture and superstorms that have been moving in from the west. It just takes time for them to collect as they pass over the Colorado mountains, which we have had a tornado on the ground confirmed, more than likely with more to come. Now, this is the area we were talking about 2 days ago via this Instagram post we posted here. We were expecting the 17th. The 17th is here. And now we are looking at that area of North Texas right now, which, in my opinion, will start showing more of these. These are what we don't want to see. These red boxes are actual tornado warnings. This was a confirmed on-the-ground tornado. Still might be at this moment, but look at the amount of lightning going on in that area. And there's a second one, guys. This one popped up too. So now we have two tornado warnings going on. One on the ground if it has not already subsided. We have a second to watch out for. I'll quickly hit play here. This is closer to Baca County, and this is taking a weird little turn. So we're going to click this. This is cell N0. And you could see at that last frame there, let me pause it here and back up. That last frame would be somewhere around here. There it is. All right, so they're looking at this area right here. So, like I said, as you go further in this direction, that's when you start getting into the numbers where you would see more tornadoes, the chance of hail, things of that nature. And this is something definitely to watch. But this storm is moving in a northern direction. So, if anything, this will be moving north. And the concept here is that this entire chain of weather that, again, I'm going to compare to this. You could see it right here. We are right lined up with current time. This is going to start flowing into the east. So now we are dealing with a tornado alley situation. Upflow from the Gulf, certainly. We have marine statements in New Orleans and in the Keys of the Bahamas. That is also due to what we just showed you. These storms down here are nothing to mess with. These are very big storms. That is why they're showing the flash flooding and the marine warnings going on. In fact, I caught a weird anomaly looking marine statement with this line shooting through it. Now, these radars have been known to pick up meteors. I immediately went to American Meteor Society. Nothing posted there. This could be just a little glitch or part of the radar system itself, but very interesting to see how it was only one single frame that you saw this, and this marine statement is still with us right now. So, as you can see with this chart alone, guys, we are dealing with some pretty significant situations, especially last night as this storm moved north to south into the Gulf. We've seen this a few times now this year. A lot of times we'll see them skim the top and then come up to the northeast. But these different pressures and the atmospheric conditions are causing these unique storms that we've been seeing. And now we have so many different parts of the country getting hit. And again, guys, this is all going to stem back to the Mississippi River and the Great Lakes continuing to be flooded and more water being added and contamination. It's just a horrible situation. And now I'm starting to see these videos in my feed pop up about the crops and all this other stuff. That would take another video in its own. I'm trying to keep these within a time frame where people, don't lose focus and we could stick to the topics here. So the main things are going on right now are the storms in Florida, more towards south near Cuba and the Bahamas. That could be an issue as the low pressure system makes it up to the northeast. It's going to start to pull that moisture up. But then we have this situation, which is going to be a big deal. Now, I know I can't go much further past on this chart. That is why we have tropical tidbits. So we're going to take a quick look at what we could be expecting in the coming hours and the next day. So basically right now, this would be the 19th. So really quick, we have a high pressure system behind this low pressure system. So for example, sorry about that. For example, behind this system here is a high pressure system. So you're going to see this high pressure system pushing this wall of moisture and severe storms across the country. We've spoke about this many times. High pressures are the ones that control the low pressures, just like in hurricane season. You're going to see the high pressure behind this thing pushing it along the U.S. and central U.S. We're going to see tornado warnings out of it. We're going to see the severe warnings out of it, as we already are. We're stretching all the way up from Texas into the Dakotas right now with severe weather. So the green boxes you see here are flash flood warnings. Those are just as important as severe thunderstorms because that's where these flash floods come from, or water runoff, so on and so forth. But the overall idea here is that this is making a kind of a diagonal looking shape towards the northeast, which is what we're going to be watching soon. Now that I have tropical tidbits here set for the 19th, or the 18th rather, you could still see the low pressure here. That is what's causing all the mess going on here. But as we move forward, check this out. This is very interesting. This is something we need to keep an eye on, and it's only a day and a half away, and that's this. It starts taking that counterclockwise spin as we enter Kentucky, Tennessee, Illinois, and then that could pop up into even parts of Michigan might be involved in this. But even before we get to that point, we have to talk about Iowa and Missouri too, because that is where you start seeing this flare up, and even in southern Illinois is very prone to this next system that's coming. And you notice around it low pressure systems as well. So once again, I'm going to back up and let you know again. This high pressure system is currently pushing this low pressure system that will affect Iowa and Missouri as early as tonight. And then as we make it into the 19th and 20th, that is when this is our typical tornado alley. Depending on the flow of air going on at the time, we have the west-east trade wind, we have the Gulf flow coming up. This could be a pretty significant situation for these areas. Like I said, western Kentucky, Tennessee, all the way to mid-Tennessee, Indiana. This could push up into Ohio as severe. But as we look at it going forward, it kind of loses a little bit of the severity, but the pressure's still fairly low. We're at 997 when it was about here, and we see spotty storms where it could get severe in areas of Pennsylvania. We got Maryland in there, Delaware, basically Chesapeake Bay area, and that's pulling moisture up from the Gulf and from the Bahamas, like we said before. And now back to Tornado HQ, where we have yet another confirmed tornado located 16 miles north of Kenton or 27 miles southwest of Springfield, Colorado. This is Baca also. So now we have two confirmed tornadoes in Colorado. This is before we are seeing this extreme. In fact, let's see if they marked it on this. They absolutely did. So here's our first one. This was a confirmed tornado. Get this out of the way here. We'll hit play. And you can see how this system moves in here. I know it's moving a little slow, but it's the best way to get the idea of the data. You could see how that cell got that whitish color to it. That's right around here. That's where you need to look out for this velocity part of the chart, and that is why that is a tornado on the ground. Again, I don't know if that is expired yet. The way to find out basically is to go to the tornado map itself, and we could see a confirmed tornado was located over Arlington. That has expired. So as of right now in Colorado, we have a severe thunderstorm capable of producing another tornado. That is in Brent and Kiowa, the same places where we just had a confirmed tornado. And now Brown, Ohio is showing a thunderstorm capable of producing tornadoes, and then another confirmed tornado in Colorado again. So let's take a look at this one real quick. This is a little bit south of the one we just looked at. So we'll pull this chart up again. Radarscope.com. Go to site, guys. This site is incredible. This is the Baca tornado. So we'll hit play here, and we'll watch this puppy move right into spot, and we'll actually track this tornado. And there you go. It starts popping up right there. You'll see by the last frame right there. I believe it was the last frame. Yes, it was. So this could be a weak tornado because I'm not seeing much as far as anything of significant strength going on. We're not into any of these super white colors. We do have a lot of reds and things like that. So this one's a little different to me, but it is a tornado warning. They are also saying it's a confirmed tornado on the ground. So definitely worth watching, guys. Basically, long story short is the middle of the country, or if you want to consider the west side of Texas going straight up through the Dakotas, all the way to the east, is going to be dealing with a mess over the next 48 hours, without a doubt. Now, really quick, I just want to read a few things, and then we'll let you go here. This was what happened in the last couple hours, actually, the last 18 hours. Severe weather churns up tornadoes, unleashes powerful winds across central U.S. This has just been the same story over and over and over again. Another round of tornadoes struck the central United States from North Dakota and Oklahoma to Indiana during the weekend. Saturday held 29 preliminary tornado reports from the National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center, but there have been no reported injuries or fatalities as of Monday morning. That is a very good thing. Severe storms produced 3 tornadoes, 2 of which were confirmed EF2 tornadoes in Des Moines County and Iowa. That is why we were talking about Iowa earlier. These tornadoes downed trees, power lines, destroyed outbuildings, and severely damaged a house off its foundation, guys. So just to give you an idea of what an EF2 is capable of, even EF1 tornadoes can destroy a house, guys. This is the EF scale is a very seesaw scale. It's very It's interesting to read because an EF1 tornado can do a very significant amount of damage. They measure it by wind speed, by the base of the tornado, all sorts of things go involved when it comes to measuring the EF value of a tornado. Also, two more EF2 tornadoes struck Oakville, Iowa, where one reached peak winds of 120 miles an hour. And that is the exact point I was just trying to make now. It destroyed a farm building, throwing farm equipment 40 yards and moved a pickup truck about 20 yards to the northwest. According to the NWS Storm Survey. Sorry about that, guys. And finally, the second EF2 tornado destroyed a big farm. The survey photos from both tornadoes show wooden beams torn asunder, scattered across a field, a windshield impaled by a wooden pole, and farm equipment flipped on its. Not much earlier that day, two tornadoes hit Indiana. The first was possibly rain-wrapped, according to the NWS report, and it struck a farmer's field in New Bern, Indiana at 7:33 p.m. Central Time, and the second blew through Rushville, Indiana around 7:51. So basically, again, long story short, it was a long night last night. It's going to be a long night tonight. As far as what we are going to see today, now I'll show you a quick graphic here. Just check this out over Ohio. They're expecting a quick, almost 5 inches of rain in a fast amount of time. So another flash flood situation. And if we go to radar scope, we can clearly see that this is no joke. We got flash flood warnings all over Indianapolis, or just south of Indianapolis, actually, and basically moving in those same directions. We're going to have that basically side movement. It's going to be basically from Albuquerque, New Mexico, or central New Mexico, straight across all the way to the northeast. And that's when we showed that 5-day rain chart the other day as well. So with that said, guys, pretty much that's what I have for you. We are going to have more tornado warnings today. That is for sure. 2 of which have been already confirmed in Colorado alone. So that just gives you an idea of what we could be expecting, because if we're seeing the tornadoes in Colorado as this energy builds up, I mean, just take a look at this one more time, guys. I got to bring this chart up because this really does justice on how powerful and how quickly these things happen. So once again, here's that look at Texas, what they went through last night. And then when I was reading that previous article, that is what they were talking about with the confirmed tornadoes near Ohio and Iowa. This is exactly when that was going on. When you see these winds shooting across that way, we had this severe strip right here, this cell. That was probably one of those capable of producing a tornado. But then as we get to about 19 UTC time, about 7 or 8 hours ago, give or take, you start seeing these spotty storms form, and then it just turns into this extreme blob of severe weather. And this is going to continue to move west to east, and it's going to put a lot of people in danger. So rather than me nitpicking and going down and looking at all these different spots, if anything, I will be back with an update. Basically, if you are in these states, may seem to be cliche at this point, but Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, and then as we move to the east, South Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana. You guys all are under severe watch for this weather. And I don't have to mention the states on the east or the southeast coast because we are right in the middle of it as we speak. In fact, we're waiting for a big storm here in northeast Pennsylvania as I speak. All right, friends, and with that said, that's the update I have for you for now. Right now, we need to be on alert, especially if you are in the center of the U.S. Again, we are dealing with another situation of multiple low-pressure systems finally meeting up together, and hashtag ground zero, hashtag bipolar weather, you name it, any way you want. Everything happens right in the middle of this country, and we watched it happen, and you could see these storms are just boom, they explode, they cling to each other, and they basically turn into one giant mass. And that's when you start getting all these different severe storm warnings and stuff, like the entire west part of Texas right now because of this situation. See, there's one that popped up again in New Mexico. So this is going to continue nonstop throughout the night. It's going to move to the west, or the east rather. So we may be talking about places such as Nebraska and Kansas in the very near future, Oklahoma is certainly going to be involved in this. You can see all these severe storms down here. They're moving in this direction towards Oklahoma. And then after that, guys, it would be another update where I would have to bring you accurate information. But also keep an eye on this marine statement down in Louisiana. The storms down by the Keys are certainly cause for a statement, marine statement down in this area. And then in Chesapeake Bay, we have severe storm watches also with marine statements involved with those as well. So flash flooding, severe storms, tornadoes, and a lot of rain, guys. You know how it goes. I'll be back as soon as I possibly can. Thank you for taking the time to listen. I hope I got across enough information for you, but as of right now, they are calling this a tornado on the ground in Becca County, Texas, or Colorado, rather. And that is only going to move to the east, guys. So be prepared. Thank you so much. I will talk to you soon. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.